Hello, I'm Leon, and this is going to be Tobari and the Night of Curious Moon. I'm going to start the timer since I'll have some time to explain everything, so 3, 2, 1, go! So, Tobari is best simply explained by the one of the Steam reviews I seen on the Steam store. It is like Mario combined with Kirby combined with anime. Mario because you're always going to the right, trying to head into a goal, and Kirby is because you're stealing powers from enemies by whacking them with your staff. If I would actually not walk into a bunny, that would be perfect. So level 1 is extremely simple, it's like a tutorial, just head right, straight towards the goal, and it's all good. On level 2, I just jump up, more simple platforming. And yeah, the basis of the game is to not get hit 3 times like I am currently, and make certain psychos jump on enemies, pass through platforms, etc, etc. The game starts extremely simple, so a bit about the movement, I guess. Tobari starts out kinda slow and she needs to build momentum to start running, because if you just hold right, her momentum takes quite a while to build up, but jumping does expedite the process. Here's like a tiny auto-scroller that we skip by just jumping onto enemies and ignoring all the spikes, and that was a wall spell where you bounce around and move faster. The reason I dropped the ball spell right before the end goal is because if you bring any of the spells into... whoops, I need that. Into the end goal, you get a reward roulette. That is slow, I do not want rewards. So, after every level, I drop a spell as much as I can. So, I picked up the broom spell. It is move forward very fast and deal on-contact damage. I bought some HP from a store because this is like a mid-road mini-boss, and I deal with it by just face-tanking it with a broom spell. That goes very quickly. Checkpoint. I had to wait for a bit before dropping the broom spell because I cannot drop spells while they are on cooldown. So the broom's cooldown had to disappear before I could actually drop it, but it just works out to just enough distance to actually drop it properly. And yes, everything, almost everything in this game is modeled after bunnies, because in the story, the seal on the moon broke, and like, creatures from the moon have come, and of course, they are bunnies. This is one of the many autoscrollers we are going to see. So, yeah. Perhaps there are any messages, or should I continue talking about the game mechanics?
Feel free to continue about the game mechanics right now.
Alrighty. So, like I said, the momentum starts building up way slower when you're walking. Like you can see, there's like this a bit of a start of momentum, but if you jump, Tobari just starts moving just a tiny bit faster. Aren't sure how it's visible on stream well enough or no? So yeah, the other mechanic is obviously the spell stealing, but one thing to take in mind, you basically stop moving whenever you swing your staff. Red platforms are falling platforms, and there's a bunch of cute enemies flying above us, well, most of them passed. You can see I'm picking up coins, but even though there's shops, money is irrelevant. And I just heard a ding. I better connect some more coins. So yeah, that's the level done. Short auto-scroller, nothing much to see here. Now I'm going into 1-6, the last level of World 1. This one will actually have a boss fight, which is why I'm picking up the Thunder spell at the very start. It's the best damage that I can find in this level. I'm picking up a double jump spell midway to help me with navigation and avoid enemies, as I can squeeze past right through those flying hamsters. And now with careful jumps avoiding all the enemies and one double jump, I can smoothly and cleanly head into the boss room. The boss this time is Asuka. In the story, we are chasing our friend Hina, and the Hina doesn't want us to chase her rather, so she asked one of her upperclassmen to stop us. And Asuka tried to word it out, but in the end they decided to fight. The boss fight is once again fairly simple. It's World 1. There are several attacks that I separate into moving attacks and non-moving attacks. Obviously, non-moving attacks are way better because I can just spam the thunder from above onto Asuka to defeat her. Then there's a little dialogue and we move on to Row 2. This level will show up a bit more of the ball spell, because this level is all about the ball spell. You just move faster, bounce, and if you don't line up perfectly with edges, like I did, you start bounce backwards. It's barely controllable, but with a good setup, the setup being just hold right, I forgot to drop a spell, you can smoothly and fastly make your way through the level. Now, 2-2 is basically a simple level with precise jumps. I have to weave through enemies, like here. Sometimes I have to slow down. This is the first instance of what I like to call RNG rocks. Those tiny bear enemies buried into the ground like to throw rocks, and they throw randomly. And sometimes they do block paths. And hey, it's another auto-scroller.
Well, you heard the ding earlier, so we do have a $5 donation here from Seri that is saying, "We are cheering for you from Japan with Desunoya mates. Good luck."
Thanks so much. Yeah, Desunoya is the circle that developed this game. And Seri, I believe, is the moderator of the Tobari speedrunning leaderboards, if I'm not mixing up names, sorry if I do. I'm very happy they are having a viewing party at their Discord. Thank you very much for supporting me. So yeah, another short auto-scroller, and the goal is right here. And we're going into 2-3. Leisurely hike down. If I could actually move my character down. So, this is going to be the first appearance of the fuzzball enemies, what I like to call them. They bounce you back. Not fun to walk into them, you just go flying. This level is once again, just go as fast as possible. I'm damage tanking for this enemy because hitting the enemy would drop its spell, which would mean I would watch the pickup animation, and then I would have to also drop a spell. It's just worth to walk past, right past it, and be happy with it. Now, this is the mid-boss fight. Well, not right now, I need to get to it. For which I want the charge spell, which I just got from these boxer bunnies. Lots of bunnies. This is one of the mini skips I found recently. If you jump off of that bunny midair, you can just barely make the platform and not bother with actually waiting good for it to activate. This mid-boss fight is fairly simple. It's piercing charged bullets, so shoot while the boss is walking back and make your way forward. And that... I really need to stop forgetting to drop spells, huh? Alright. 2-5, naturally huge cavern. Abusing double jump. I'm going to try to use double jump as much as possible to not get hit by the enemies. I want to bonk it on the corner of one of the blocks, which would have perfectly landed me on one of the blocks above the spikes, but that's okay. Intentional damage tank, I don't want to deal with that enemy, it's a bit too slow. Double jump to run under the bunnies. Everything is well and truly routed. So, just go up this hill, go down this hill, and this will be the level end. Because there's another section over there to the left, but with a double jump I just can go off the edge and jump off. And with the power of double jump, make it back up. This is another tiny auto-scroller, but luckily, because the screen's not locked, I will be able to skip it once I get to the very top by just jumping off into the void, into the distance, but there's one flying enemy that's conveniently placed that we will bounce off of, like this, and skip most of the auto-scroller. So, now I didn't actually mention, the longer you hold the jump button, the different height Tobari does her jump. So I'm often switching between low jumps and high jumps to make it through like tight obstacles. I would just go ahead a bit go ahead a bit ahead of the auto-scroller and almost kill myself. Okay, I'm going back on this auto-scroller, forget that skip. Being alive is more important. So, this is the boss of Row 2, Tsubaki. She's also trying to stop us from reaching Hina. And the boss fight is fairly easy because we have the best boss killing spell, Spark. It is a bit loud, but you stand in place and deal damage. You don't even care if the boss moves around, as long as it's in close proximity of you. So, the boss fights are quick, at the start at least. And we're right into Row 3, into the desert levels. Another instance of RNG rocks. I got hit. If rocks line up just perfectly, you can avoid getting hit by those rocks, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, really. This level is basically another hold right level while avoiding enemies. With a bit of a pit at the end. It looks like scary, I'm jumping into nothing, but there's an enemy. I didn't jump high enough. Oh well. There's barely any moment you actually don't get in a fight from that jump. But that's an example of one of the moments where you actually don't get in a fight. I waited a little bit this time around. That's a goal. So, 3-2, over the sand. Just make precise jumps, avoid those enemies. I used to grab that arrow spell previously, but I don't do that anymore. The fastest way to avoid this cactus is to run into it so it goes up. Kinda weird. And now I grab the wind spell if I could get out of the quicksand. And yeah, the quicksand you need to mash jump to get out of. And it's very slow to be in it. That's why I use the wind spell, which grants me higher jumps to jump over most of the nonsense over there. So, that's that. Now we're on to the Shady Ruins. This is more of like get the correct spells level to be able to pass through the obstacles kind of level. There will be a few more of these. Avoiding the trampolines because they're perfectly placed to launch you straight into the spikes. I'm getting the ball spell, again because balls can break rocks, as we all know, obviously. And if I just stand in place, it just perfectly lands me down without too much bouncing. And if I was moving back there, it would have like not done anything. Also, I didn't hold the button in there, that's just how the bounceable ball is. You just hope you set up correctly and bounce into the right direction. And I also got hit after hitting the goal, because that is fun. I have died to that, by the way, before. Now, over the dunes, I didn't mean to walk... Okay, I would just restart the level, honestly. I meant to just jump up on the enemy and not get hit by those ones. Okay, that's fine. I just didn't want to be at 1 HP. 2 HP is completely fine. These are the immortal cactus enemies. You cannot kill them. Cacti are immortal. Once again, grabbing the wind spell to jump over a lot of the obstacles. Bouncing off of enemies to grant me more distance. And... wait, my brain's empty. Not this one. My brain is indeed empty. I need to go down this quicksand. There are these sword enemies. Red swords do not grant a spell, blue swords do grant a spell. So, the reason I grab the wind, if I line up on this pillar and do the most momentum wind jump I can just skip over to the end of the level. Alright. This is the level that I constantly forget I need to jump on the enemies at the start, once again. I only ever remember it if I see it in the splits. The wind dogs, as they're called, just line up perfectly to reach the platform without hitting a switch. Once again, rocks, hopefully they don't hit me in the face, they are RNG, oh they hit me in the face. I could have avoided that, I'll be a bit careful. I'm at 1 HP, I'm at 2 HP, everything is fine. I grab a rock spell because I will need to break blocks, because rocks also break blocks, like balls. So, down here I'm going to start spamming rocks to kill one of the enemies while I'm waiting for the brittle ice block to break. The brittle ice block is non-slippery, as opposed to actual ice, for some reason. I like it. I don't like slippery ice. And it breaks after you stand on it. Now we have to wait for the Immortal Cactus to do its thing. And just go through, breaking all these blocks towards the end of the level. And I heard a bling again. I'm just going to break the blocks here and drop a spell, and that's the end of the level. So, 4-6, it's a monster house. Basically, it's a lot of enemies, just go through them one way or another. One way is to damage tank, which I will do. I know there's an HP here in the middle, just in case. I usually wouldn't grab it, but you never know when you get balled, so to say. Because I'm picking up the ball spell, holding left, and holding the jump button, and hoping for the best, because that's literally the fastest way to go through that part. Sometimes you do run into enemies and lose HP, but I didn't. 1 HP good enough. When switching from non-ball spell to ball spell, you also get like a tiny bit of a hop, so I use it to boost myself a bit upwards sometimes when I need to. For 7, we'll introduce the slowdown spell, if I could pick it up, thank you very much. Because I took a little while to pick it up. The enemies are a bit out of sync from what I'm used to, but that is also okay. I need to hit the switch and go to the left side of the level, for which I need to slow down the time, which also slows down the switch timer that I hit, that you can see in the top right, and which makes me able to pass through it. Now, slowing down time doesn't sound very speedrunny, which is why we're speeding up our own time with the speed up spell. It also grants massive jump boost, as well as a massive speed boost, which also makes us pass through the switch while it is still active. Now, in this part, speed up is very important because of the massive jumps. If I could not kill myself, I killed myself. That's rough. Okay, no more speed up. I'm just going to do that part normally. With the speed up spell, I could have just jumped past all the spikes without having to wait, but now it's going to be a bit slower. I'm just going to damage tank through that one, why not? Not intentional damage tank, but it's fine. There's the shop right here. I'll buy more HP, why not? Can't hurt, possibly. So, we finally see Hina, and she keeps wanting to run away from us, so this is a chase auto-scroller. Totally different from a normal auto-scroller. Yep, so there will be a bunch of enemies. Since there's going to be 3 mini-boss fights, I grab Thunder. It's one of the best boss-killing weapons. And this is going to be the first boss arena, the giant non-immortal cactus. Very important. So yeah, I'm just moving around, jumping to it, so I could hit it with as much thunder as possible, and then I mash the button once it's at its secured location where it wants to like shoot rockets or something. I honestly don't remember. Haven't had the cactus alive for that long to actually see what's happening to its attack in a good while. So, the second part of the auto-scroller, there's 2 more mini-bosses. Just kinda vibing, killing enemies so they don't kill me. Now it's going to be a giant bunny, which is actually the most dangerous boss, I guess, in the stage. But the most dangerous boss in the stage is not a high margin to break. He just walks around and jumps, and later on spawns a bunch of little bunnies, which I don't allow him to. So, a little bit more platforming. I have to point out, this is one of my favorite tracks in the game. It just slaps. Oop, oop. I almost jumped into a void. That wouldn't have been great. So, I'm switching off the Thunder spell for a little while and holding the spell switch button, which is also the tech skip button, for a bit more optimal spell usage. And this boss fight is literally just mash the button as hard as you can. Boss dead. That was Road 3. On to Road 4, the Ice Road. Everybody loves ice physics, right? So, the startup momentum of Tobari is even worse right now, so I will be jumping as much as possible to build up the momentum at Tobari so I could move faster. But if I slow down a bit, we just slow down to a crawl. The first level of every world is fairly simple. I will wait out of Fuzzball. If I jump into it, he's just going to launch me in the opposite direction, just safer. So, Notice, every time you see a treadmill, the bunnies are powering the treadmill. Very cute. So, 4-2, stylish mountain climbing. Another auto-scroller! Who would have guessed? This auto-scroller has a secret. Every level actually has a secret. There are moon shards in every level, but I don't gather them because I only want to get to a normal ending. But I'm going to try to reach the moon shard location with the wind spell because it potentially saves 5 seconds out of the auto-scroller and doesn't hurt me if I miss it. Perhaps there are any messages until I arrive to said location?
We do indeed. We have a $707 donation there that just says, what is it with cute bunnies coming from the moon? Anyways, love me some Stream 2 and good luck with the run.
Thank you very much.
Also, you mentioned there about your incentive. Your incentive has been met as well.
Alright. I'll explain during the next auto-scroller, believe me, there are many. So there should be a door off screen if I could actually make my way to it. I'm not entirely sure where it is. Okay, I missed it, but that's fine. I'll just jump to the end of the auto-scroller. Usually there's a door up there that would allow you to skip the auto-scroller. This is another auto-scroller. This level is a whole auto-scroller. This is the only auto-scroller where I have to ask, why is the lift moving so slow? Okay, back to the incentive. So yeah, I submitted an incentive to showcase the last level of a true ending. To those who know the game, it would be EX8. So after the run, I will switch to a completed save file and I will do EX8, hopefully quickly without dying. And here you can observe bunny treadmills in action. I can also visit enemies while the lift is going. Like I said, this is an auto-scroller. For sure. The lift is going to appear like in a little... Okay, I need to not kill myself actually. That would be great. Just almost there, almost. And we're out. Alright. Now, for free, stop and go. Thankfully not an auto-scroller, but the first instance of the infinite double jump glitch. For infinite double jump glitch, I need 2 spells, any spell and double jump. If I jump up, drop my other spell, non-double jump spell, turn around, double jump into the spell, which will pick up that spell, my double jump will refresh, and I can do that as much as I want, or as much as I don't fail. Here we go. I kinda lost my spell, but I only needed 3 of those, so that worked out. Later on in the run, that would not fly in another place. Hey, auto-scroller. Well, this one is not as bad. It's 3 sections of smaller auto-scrollers that I can slightly jump off earlier, and the lifts will go actually faster and not slower this time around. So as soon as this reaches a high point, I can jump over, activate the next auto-scroller, pick up Thunder, which would indicate that I'm going to fight a boss fight, or rather a mini-boss in this case. So, I have my Thunder spell, I'm trying to destroy a bird off screen that's going to try to snipe me, and I'm just riding and vibing.
So a quick question about the game then. I noticed at the top there where your spell slots are, you have like 2 in there. Is there a maximum number of spells you can hold, or is it just a case of like each individual spell is just good to use alone?
Whoops, yeah. So now I can talk about that. Yeah, you only have 2 spell slots in there. I totally jumped off on purpose so I could explain that. Totally.
I'll take the blame on that. I distracted you. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Actually playing the game now. No problem. So yeah. Yeah, there's only 2 spells, and when you pick up a 3rd spell, the non-active spell gets pushed out into the void. You cannot re-pick it up. It does not get dropped out of your inventory. It's just gone. Poof. So whenever I want a 3rd spell, I need to be a bit more careful to not destroy the spell I actually want. So I usually just do try to drop the spell before it, because mistakes do happen. And yeah, if I die later, like after the checkpoint on this level, it's still surprisingly faster to reset to the start of the level, because the Thunder spell is just that important for the boss fight. I will actually wait a bit more before jumping off with this auto-scroller, because yeah, this checkpoint, I took it, kind of irrelevant. This is a faster lift, I didn't lie. So, I'm going to try to pick up one of the broom hamster spells, which is the broom, to just... Here we go, to just be able to move just a bit ahead of the auto-scroller and help out with, like, post-boss area. The reason I wanted Thunder for this boss fight is because the boss is way up high, and it doesn't ever come down. So without Thunder, it is a real annoyance to hit it, and that was wind that only appears on this level, in the main game basically. It just pushes you, and sometimes you can barely even make any movement anywhere when you're in the wind. This is another tiny auto-scroller, but you can kind of see the block over there where the end of the level is. I don't know why I carried the broom still, I was supposed to dump it way earlier, but that is fine. Now it's the Icy Labyrinth. This is one of those. Go around with different part of a level to secure the spells that you need. So, I need Ice to get Stone. I will get Stone to get Wind. I will still keep Stone, I actually need that for later. So, that is walking back and forth. Okay, can I not kill myself? I will actually grab the backup HP because I do not want to die. I needed Ice to hit that switch. Actually, how about a nice tea break? I figured I might as well be full HP. This was the tea spell. You can drink it and you get healed by 3 or to 4, I don't actually remember. One of those. I damaged one of the rock bear things a little bit with the ice spell, so it would die as soon as I pick up the... As soon as I smack him with the... whatchamacallit, staff. To get his spell, I healed up. Oh, I didn't realize I killed those bunnies, that's okay. Red trampolines boost you higher than non-red trampolines. I pick up wind because we go woo up here. And now I will continue using wind for higher jumps and swapping off of wind to fall faster. So that's why I'm constantly swapping the spells in the top left. I know my directions. So yeah, that's the spells I needed. That's a goal. I reached the goal. Oh, great. And now, this is a level I originally called the Snowball Jank level. The reason I called it this the Snowball Jank level is because I was not aware that there is a walk button in this game. I know, amazing. So for the first section, you just need to push the snowball and it's all fine. It just pushes. Can hit activate the switch. Count the yellow bunnies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop pushing, you're at the platform. And in the next area over is going to be a reason why I didn't like this level initially. So, you have a snowball, you have to walk on it too, because you can't push it. I used to run on it, and you cannot hold right, you had to mash it in a specific way if you do not hold the walk button. Figuring out there is a walk button saved my life, honestly. Right. 4-7 is going to be the last level of this road, and it's going to be a boss fight, for which I'm actually not going to preemptively gather any spells, because the boss fight provides the best spells in of itself. So there's going to be a bunch of ice platforming, there's going to be the reappearance of the dreaded snowball, but thankfully I don't need it this time. I can just leave it, and I will grab a convenient wind spell just about here. I bounce on these two, so the Wind Mage casts his Wind Spell. Because enemy Wind Mages cast the Wind Spell, I get pushed off, I will get pushed off into the Abyss. And I do not want to be in the Abyss. Auto-scroll time. So, in this auto-scroller, you generally want to hit the switch, but Wind Spell, you can ignore that. Now, couple of enemy bunnies are going to walk past it. I'm going to turn off the wind spell right about here because I like doing this section without the extra wind. Because the jumps are weird, it's just how I'm used to it. This is a bit of a troll, it feels like you need to go up. Nope, you need to go down. There is a convenient arrow, so any mistakes is on me when playing casually. And yeah, you could use the trampoline, but now I'd rather use wind. It's just too convenient. So this is probably the hardest boss fight in this run, not in the game, not the hardest boss fight I'm going to do today. But yeah, so this is Asuka again, and there were no real good fighting spells mid-level, but I'm waiting for her to do Spark Attack, which she does not want to do. Rock is like a decent secondary spell, but here is the Spark Attack. If I could hit her with my staff, that would be excellent. If I could hit her with my staff, that would be excellent. Thank you. So, yeah. Asuka, once again, like in World 1, has stationary attacks and moving attacks. I very much want stationary attacks and very much do not want the Spark Attack after I get the first one to get the spell, because she moves all around so much and I cannot touch her. This is a rock attack. You can just stand next to her, she aims at you, but you can just sneak under the rocks. Or basketballs in this case, yeah. Everything Asuka is just sport-based. So, yeah. Rocks are basketballs, she throws some volleyballs later on. This was another stationary attack. Here she spawns some volleyballs, and this is the last phase. I want these attacks, yes, perfect. Where she spawns like a bunch of these basketballs from left to right, and she just stands there forever. I'd say that was pretty good luck, actually. So, yeah, that was World 4. World 5 is a Forgotten Castle. So, Forgotten Castle has a bunch of these spikes and chandeliers. Spikes just retract and want to hurt you. The chandeliers have these chains that you can climb on. The thing I like to joke about the chandeliers, the moment you think about pressing the up or down button, Tobari is just going to grapple the chandelier the moment it is. Tobari just really wants to grab those chains. It's like, just barely touch the up or down on the D-pad and you're no longer moving left or right. Sometimes it's useful, usually annoying. So yeah, level 1 of the world, fairly simple. I would just jump on these maids and go to the goal. Five to Vanishing Lamps. I'm not sure why it's called that. But this is basically keep the momentum as much as you can, because if you don't stop completely, you do regain your speed a bit faster, so I try to move at least a little bit every single time. But this is just up and around, jumping on bunnies, avoiding enemies level. So in the second section I will have to do some avoiding of the ghosts. Ghosts are a special kind of enemy. You cannot touch them except with one spell we'll see in a fairly quick manner. I will just use my iframes to not die. But they can hurt you, which is quite rude, honestly. And for free, the Dark Stairs. This is the introduction of the light spell, which, surprise surprise, lights up a room. It is so much nicer to navigate to this level with light on rather than light off, so I just take it. And this is going to be a return of our favorite Ball Boy, the Ball Spell. With the extra height from the Ball Spell, you can jump up there, and with the Light Spell, which kills ghosts, you can not get hit in the face. Swapping over on and off the Ball Spell is convenient for extra boost of momentum, and the treadmills kind of freaked me out there, so I almost stopped talking. So this is another slightly recent little strat I found. With a little bit of a ball boost right here, you can jump and avoid several obstacles. Bunnies, please, I should not swap into a ball onto like these corner blocks, because you just bounce off. And once again, just use ball for a second to maintain momentum, and then forget about it, switch off of it. Yes, I know words. One last ball spell to move quicker to the goal, and there we are. I should move towards a new level, not an old level. Once again, new spell introduced, Axe. It's let's call it, it's not nearly as good as in Tobari 2. For this game, we only really use it to break that 2 blocks to get Thunder Spell. And surprise, surprise, Thunder Spell means boss fight. Or mid-world boss fight, I guess, in this case. Just have to wait out these Kirby Twomps that I like to call them. They're pink and they drop down, why not? So, that's for this part. This checkpoint is actually kinda nice. If I fail to grab that Wind Spell or Thunder Spell at the end, if I re-grab an Axe Spell, I can get this Thunder Mage to cooperate with me and give me a spell, but I did not need to do that. Oh, I actually kind of want that. There's ghosts spawning in this. So yeah, boss fight. Mash the Thunder button and don't get hit by the ghosts. Just basically mash the Thunder. I should be standing here probably. It's a bit better. So I'm just waiting for the boss to come under me so I could rain hell with Thunder. And that's the mini-boss. If you stay down there, it's actually pretty difficult. She pushes you around and there are several bottomless pits. That's not a bottomless pit, but I just hit a checkpoint, so it's fine. Hey, that was just a stylish way to drop spells, right? Of course it was. Alright, that's level done, and is this an auto-scroller? I don't remember. This is an auto-scroller, of course it is. Are there perhaps any messages, or no?
Nothing at the moment, but I do want to let everybody know about our upcoming incentives. We do, of course, have our Super Mario Galaxy 2 Perform the Hardest Level, The Perfect Run. That is still currently at. We're now over $100 with it, with $100.07 out of the $250 needed. So $150 left on that one. And of course, we also have our Lego Lord of the Rings Rescue the Pig at $125. It's not looking good for that poor pig at the moment, but maybe Stream 2 will decide to save the pig. We'll see what happens.
Save the pig. So, this is going to be another instance of infinite double jump glitch as soon as I can reach the double jump. Once again, I will jump and jump and jump. You can see the double jump mage right there at the top. I want to get up to him. I have to ride this a little bit. So the fun part about this infinite double jump glitch, I will do it over a bottomless pit, which sounds perfectly safe. And I will totally not need to ride the auto-scroller again if I fail it, so I will shut up for a little bit. Okay, that worked out. 3 double jumps again. Alrighty. 5-6. This is where I will visit the shop and buy the stops, so, or as I like to call it in my stream, Zavordo. This spell just stops time and makes me not have to deal with, if I could actually activate it, with a bunch of enemies. Sometimes the game does not provide the graphic where the word spell is active, but it's fine. I'm at 1 HP, I'm probably going to die, but the checkpoint is there, so it's completely fine. I'm just gonna kill all of these enemies besides the maid, because the maid takes more than 1 hit. I activate the road freeze, stop, Zavordo, whatever you want to call it again. Not get hit by the bunnies, I'm at 1 HP, that is scary. Swap off the stop spell so I don't accidentally activate it. And just slowly but surely whack the bunnies and make my way past them. So the level is basically over. I'll just activate this just so nonsense don't hit me. I can walk past spikes and everything basically when the road is frozen except enemies. Enemies still hurt me. So yeah, that was the last time you see the world freeze spell. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So this is another level where you pick a correct path and we pick a specific path to carry a spell into a boss fight. What a surprise! So I went left, and these bouncy footballs do drop a spark spell. So we will absolutely annihilate the boss. I pick up the arrow spell, which, surprise surprise, lets you shoot an arrow to hit a switch off screen in a little while. Now I'm focusing on not taking damage. I'm focusing badly, obviously. Okay, I'll just take the backup HP, it's fine. It's going to take a couple of seconds because... You know what? This is going fantastic. I just need to not take damage. Easy. I'll just be a little bit more safe. Kill the ice mages, kill the bunnies, and it's going to be absolutely a-okay. I just need to be a bit more careful. Hit the screen. Hit the switch off screen. I'm mixing up words. Kill these things because I do not want to deal with them at 1 HP. Hit the checkpoint. That's absolutely useless because I want to keep my spark spell very much. Usually I would jump up the chains a bit earlier, but with the bunny rain forecast I would rather wait. Due to the 1 HP, grab the chains, and we're mostly past the scariest part. Just don't jump into the bunnies, wait out the bunny mage, wait out the bunny ghost. Everything is a bunny, almost. So, a small little trick over here. I'm waiting for this wind mage to come down so I could smack it. Picking up the wind spell midair just grants me that little bit of boost that I need to actually reach the platform. And now I'm switching on and off of wind to have higher jumps and touch the ground faster once again. For faster platforming. Here we have a shop, that's why I didn't really care about my HP. Why not? Let's buy a checkpoint if everything goes badly. But this boss fight is fairly simple. So, we're still chasing Hina in the story. But stuff is going very wrong at like road 1 at the school, so to speak, where we started. So this is a battle to discuss who is going to chase after Hina. Either Tobari, our character, or the boss, Tsumugi. So the loser in story goes back to the school to help out. And Tsumugi, this is annoying because she casts this pushy spell, which is very annoying. That's about the only dangerous thing she can do, is to push you into spikes. She's not being very cooperative right now. She usually stays somewhere where I can actually spark. Oh, and if you stand perfectly in the middle of a pushy spell, you just get boosted up. Usually this boss fight doesn't take this long. Stop pushy spells. Okay. But that's as a precaution, I just bought a bunch of HP and she's going higher. Hello? Can you come down? Thank you! Okay, this took a little bit longer than usually. Okay, Road 6. So, this is like the Moonview Lake and a bunch of dangerous bunnies here. I took the double jump to make most of these jumps. I got hit and like an idiot and fell down. I'm just going to restart the level by, well, dying. Actually execute the jumps that I wanted to do. I bonked my head on the block, that's fine. I needed to do a high jump. Hit the checkpoint. The checkpoint is actually useful because there's another jump spell over here, but since I have mine currently, I do not need it. Yeah, these angel bunnies fly towards you and just spam the ring spell as much as they can. Can I make the platform? Thank you. And they will appear more and more throughout this world. 62. Magical moon rabbits. Surprise, surprise. More rabbits. Or bunnies. Or hares. Whichever you prefer. So, this screen is essentially, it looks fairly simple. And then you just see all the nonsense that's going to fly behind me. Just kinda ignore it, it's fine. Right here, just avoid the rings. The intention was to jump on the bunny, but that's completely fine. Do not hold right completely, because you will fall right into the bunny and get damaged. Hit this fire bunny, do not pick the fire spell, but it was blocking the goal, that's why I do that. And this is another interesting level. This is supposed to be find specific spells to go through specific places, but if everything works out... Actually, I'll kill this guy, he's annoying. If everything works out correctly, I will not have to deal with most of it. So, that is the bomb spell, it breaks rocks. That's about all you need to know about it for now. If I could drop one of the two, I'd need the other slot open, thank you very much. A little bit of platforming, you can see a nice fine wind mage over there blocked off by rocks. I'm trying to visit him. and smack him in the face. That's kind of a rude visit, but a visit is a visit. So with the wind spell, while crouching down and standing in a specific location, you can clip into the blocks and just get pushed out into the location I want to. I actually need to select the wind spell. Here we go again. Good push out. The funny part about going through this door, there's 2 fire spells landed there, so I have to mash the drop spell button so I don't accidentally delete my wind spell. Because I'm going to do the same nonsense that I just did over here. I'll just drop a fire spell, I don't need it, jump into a specific location and get pushed off right into the... above the goal, I guess, not right into the goal. Drop a wind spell because falling with wind is slow, and that's a goal. Clash with a bunny brigade. I hope you missed it. It's an auto-scroller. So, in this level is basically a bunch of bunnies try to assault me, explode on me, yada yada. I'm not used to moving this way around. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I'm fine. This is fine. I grab the HP. I'm going to wait for this bunny over here to deal with the platforming madness over there. And right now I just have to avoid a bunch of rings flying into my face. I should not have jumped onto that thing. Can I save it? Can I save it? Can I save it? Can I save it? Yes! That was absolutely not intentional. Barely made it up. I mean, yeah, totally planned. Alright. This is going to be the midpoint of the auto-scroller, where we can buy some HP, and the checkpoint I will do that just in case I do some other nonsense, and I do not want to restart from the start. Fun thing about auto-scrollers, doesn't matter if you take damage, the screen keeps scrolling, so I can just have a bunch of HP, and smacking enemies slows you down. So, solution, get hit in the face, it doesn't slow you down. Perfect. There's this tiny jump with the wind dogs, there's plenty of HP. Well, you know, why not? I'll buy the invincibility spell, it's funny. So, the game is nice enough to just grant you an invincibility spell. Usually I don't grab it, because it's slow, you visit the shop, why would I do that? Just changes the soundtrack. Find it kinda nice. It doesn't last to the end, unfortunately. So I'm just kinda being safe so I don't fall into a pit, instead of just rushing for the door. Wouldn't want to do that in a marathon. Grabbing some 1-ups, I don't need them, but it's fun, that's the level. And this is 6-5, floating in the stars. This is the first part is just a bunch of trampolines. I know where we are, so I just kinda line up with them and jump. I'm going to grab Broom to zoom from the air for a little bit, 2 Broom spells, swap to normal hit, grab convenient Wind Mage, and head to the next stage. Grab a checkpoint, because this can go terribly wrong. Head on to the auto-scroller, and there's an auto-scroller skip. Mash the broom, and then jump on some enemies. And you can skip most of the auto-scroller, thankfully. I could broom here, but I'll be safe. So just jump onto these lifts, and there's going to be another lift here that's going to take me to the door, and that's going to be basically the level end. Potentially any messages while I slowly go towards the end of the level.
I'll give you one of my own. That was a smart recovery there on the auto-scroller, so well played on that. Chat here, very much enjoying the run and enjoying... they're enjoying the bunnies, they're having a great time.
Of course, everybody needs to enjoy the bunnies. Yeah, this part is just hold right. The only thing I need to do is drop spell before I enter the goal to save on time from the roulette. And this is going to be 6-6, the final level of the normal ending. The neat part about this level is it has themes through every world, so like this first screen, surprise surprise, has the themes from World 1, which is basically simple platforming with these brown blocks and similar enemies. When we head into World 2, it has more like archers and these little... I don't know, mouse, I think? I'm not entirely sure what we are. So yeah, I grab a double jump spell. There's going to be, hopefully, if I don't mess up, some neat skip. So yeah, Screen 2 will represent row 2, that was easy, understandable. Screen 3, it was a desert. Row 3 was Desert Traveler, so screen 3 is also a desert. You do not want to hit the quicksand, so I just try to double jump over it. A bit here at the end, but that's fine. Row 4 is the ice level. Everybody loves ice. There's going to be a bunch of snowmen falling onto nearby me that I'm trying to avoid. Not always successful, but luckily there's a bunch of HP here. Okay. Totally planned. I should have picked up the other HP, that's fine. The bunnies usually line up to not hit you there. Oh well. I got to the checkpoint, there's an HP here, but I will grab it. I'm afraid I'm at 1 HP, everything's fine now. If I could touch down on the ground so I could regain my momentum, that would be perfect. I did not make that jump, that's also fine. What I want the double jump for is to be on these blocks. Oh my god. Okay, I will not be on those blocks. The double jump would have allowed me to skip out on those walls of ghosts, but alas. The double jump refresh when I hit the ground, and I haven't hit the ground in a good while, so I didn't have a double jump. So, this is the last pre-boss screen. We are taking the bomb spell. It is very good at killing, as bombs should be, I'd imagine. So please don't hit me, thank you very much. Just falling down here, I do not want to hit the checkpoint is a trap. I'm buying the wind spell just for convenient dodging. If I hit that checkpoint, I would respawn here, obviously, but the bomb spell is like way up there, so I, just in case, do not want to hit that checkpoint. So we finally caught up with Hina, and she is like afflicted with moon sickness. So we need to beat her up, so she could be restrained and cured. This boss fight, first few stages are extremely simple. You just spam bombs right under her and she explodes. Stage 3 is usually harder, but she just decided to do a stationary attack, so just bomb her as well, that's fine. Sorry. Okay, this is the annoying attack. This is like a black snake that kinda just keeps chasing you. So yeah, that's why I have like the wind spell. It helped me dodge some of the things. If she would come down lower, I would appreciate that very much. My bombs do not reach up that high. Thank you very much. This is the last HP. Whoa, what is she doing? I have not seen that happening. I mean, that works out perfectly fine, but that's just weird. And that's the boss fight. And as soon as I go back to the main menu, it's going to be time. It's 2 minutes, not bad. And time. Alrighty. And as mentioned, since the incentive is met, I shall do the EX8 level. I go to my completed save file. So, EX8 is the final level of the true ending. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff on screen that wants to murder me. Good thing there's generous checkpoints. The idea in this screen is to grab an arrow spell and hit an off-screen switch that would activate the platforms in a little bit. Going to the switch is also possible. You do not need to off-screen it, but it is so much nicer to do that. I'm at 1 HP, I hit the checkpoint, I jump off, I need all 3 of my HP, that's faster that way. This is a wind fairy, she casts a wind spell, I'm jumping up so she is higher up and doesn't push me off the platform. I need the wind spell to make the jump. And here we go, this is going to be the antagonist of this screen, the black bunny, but also our best friend. We need to bait that black bunny over and over again to make the jumps over. So once again I have to wait for it to rise up. Wait for it to rise up, and to make the jump. Oh, this is so weird. Okay, intentional reset, we will call that. Yes. So, the true ending is a bit unforgiving, as you can see. But I should be completely fine. I do have 966 lives. Hopefully won't have to use all of them. So yeah, once again, waiting for the bunny actually jumping. Bunny? Thank you. Actually jumping on it, waiting a bit so it doesn't lose aggro. Hello, thank you. Because it can, I think it can lose aggro, or does it despawn? I'm not entirely sure which is it, but The idea is I need it, so I wait a bit. So this is sort of an elevator. I need to do 7 jumps total to reach the top of the level, and there are only 6 enemies here, which is why I needed the bunny. Don't hit me, thank you very much. Otherwise you just fall down and be sad. This is kind of like the dark area, but you get level light spell. I don't actually need it, but it's convenient to have. Just a bunch of trampolines and a bunch of spikes wanting to kill you. But you can just manipulate yourself in the air and you're absolutely fine. Falling down here, one little section in this screen left. These white bunnies are immortal, so you can jump on them multiple times, so you bait them over to make the jump. Drop a wind spell. Wind? Light. I know my spells. Grab the HP, because I'm currently going to perform the most known strategy to speedrunning, which is called just don't care about any enemies and just damage them through them. That was not supposed to happen. Hitting your head on a block kinda makes you fall a bit faster. It is fine. This guy drops the fire spell that helps me navigating the screen. So yeah, instead of just dealing with all this nonsense, you just kinda walk into it and just jump past it, it's fine. Eliminate some of the enemies, since taking damage still takes a little bit of time, but like, all of this nonsense, I do not want to deal with it. So, shop, convenient, right before the boss, it has heals and checkpoint, just in case I want it. I buy the spark spell, surprise surprise, and this is the final boss. So in the first phase she does 3 attacks, either she calls like lasers, or calls these black circles, which is the worst attack possible, or summons these lasers that I need lightning for. And this is the third attack, shoot, okay I took damage, that's not great, but there's some extra HP. Stage 2 she has more attacks, such as more lasers that she shoots side by side, there's 5 total, you can just jump up little by little and it's fine. Summon some fairies, and that's a preferable attack because you can just kill them before they do anything. Then summon these, I don't know, circles, balls, whatever. And yeah, I took the thunder spell because it's just so much more convenient to hit Lucia when she's at the top. More lasers, avoid. Fell off. More fairies, that's pretty good RNG. So, onto the third stage, her HP increases, and there's going to be this transition. She's like super powerful now. We're hit by the darkness of the moon, or whatever, I don't actually remember, I'll have to read up on that. So, Hina, which we rescued earlier, comes out to help out with us, and the Moon Princess as well, so we get a super powerful holy staff weapon that can break enemy bullets and deal a lot of damage. Lucia can spawn the ball spawner, as they call it, which is very annoying. Okay, can you not do that? Okay, this is rough. Oh boy. Focus. Okay, what are you doing? You're going down. That's okay. The slowest attack of this phase is Lucia just going up and down. Oh, there's another HP. I'll grab it sometime later in this phase. You just kind of have to wait. And at the top, just spam some thunder. That attack which she just did now, she also does a pushback, so running away from it is optimal. This is the up and down attack again. I can hit her a little bit. And jumping up again. Hit her 3 times with the staff and spam some thunder. Watch out for the next attack. This is the push attack. I just walk out and spam thunder. You can still see the HP going down. What are you going to do now? This is like the instant circle attack. Just basically to keep attention. This is the attack you didn't see yet. A bunch of spears. 3 spears that target you in the air. I didn't intend to get hit. And again, up and down. I will want to finish this phase down here if possible. Due to Hina giving me an HP, and more importantly, due to the next phase having more ball spawners started at the start of the phase. And I really want the ball spawners to be as far away from me as possible, because it's simply more convenient to fight when the ball spawners are not around. Once again, up and down. So I do not want to finish her off here, I'm just going to go down and she'll teleport to me eventually. And by eventually, probably in a couple of seconds, unless she... Yep, here we go. I would get hit in the face. Not intended. And just hit her in the face. Grab the extra HP because it's scary. And now I need to go all the way to the top. You can see the ball spawners at the bottom. These dark spheres are not dangerous until she casts that ring you might have seen. The black sphere behavior oh, that's bad. The black sphere behavior changes every single time. The first time she uses it, they push away from her. The second time she uses them, they push towards Tobari. So I make a pathway for me into like a safe zone here. Because they aim at Tobari where she was when the push thing got casted. Once again, be aware of the balls. This is... Oh, yeah. Oh, shut up. Ooh. No, I did that. Do I have time to retry or should it was the last phase? Yep, okay. Hopefully I'll do it in a second try. We just have to avoid getting hit. Alright, so once again, phase 1 has 3 attacks. This is the worst attack, where these things spawn. I'm not entirely sure what to call it. This is like the beam attack, and next she's going to do the thunder attack, the beam attack that I want to get. And after that, I don't know what she does. I'm pretty sure it's random after that. Okay, it's doing this attack. I can afford getting hit once or twice on this phase because it's much harder than the second phase. And yeah, I'm just going to play a little bit more safely this time around and I'll finish it, no problem. Oh, it's a beam attack. Just time it so you don't get hit. 5 beams and we're good. I could try to finish her off on that attack, but at this point I'm preserving HP just in case. Oh, come on. Alright, one more hit, and we're going into the transition phase again. During this phase, before getting hit by the darkness, you can still damage her, you'd rack up a decent amount of it. This time with full HP, which is way better. I swapped to Thunder Spell before picking up this Holy Staff spell. Hello, can I destroy those? Which are you going to do? You're going to do a good attack, thank you very much. But she can do 2 attacks after spawning balls, one of which is this one that I didn't want to see. The other one is just easy to dodge. And now she does the good attack again, that's a phase over. Now it's the up and down phase, if you can remember. She's doing that instantly, I'll just grab this HP, that's convenient since I need to wait. Hit her while she's going down and do precise jumps. I cannot hold the full jump always because I would not have enough time to climb fully. Now with the spear attack, jump up. Don't drop down that far away, that's kind of weird. Oh yeah, if you go off screen far enough, the spears just get buffered to the side where it's kind of funny. Okay, up and down again. Have HP over there if I will need it, and Hina drops another HP if I will need it, but at 6 HP I wouldn't even mind starting the next phase up here. Just try to not get hit. Now we're spear attack. Okay, I should be able to finish her off before the next attack, probably. Yeah, since I'm at 6 HP I'm not particularly waiting for her to go down, because on 6 HP I really hope I will not mess up that bad, since I can also do that. This is moving towards Tobari, and it's going to alternate once again. Can do 4 hits usually, and 2 after the pushy spell. I'm being way more conscious of not getting hit right now. since when you're focusing on the spheres, you kind of stop focusing on the boss and vice versa. It's kind of annoying. But I mean, that's a final boss of a true ending, so to a certain extent it's supposed to be annoying. Alright, now with like 5 HP, there's absolutely nothing that can possibly go wrong. I shouldn't say that, right? I'm just going to play it safe and wait out this attack and finish her off at the next one. Take a hit, why not? I'm healthy. Wait out the push attack, and that's the boss fight. And that is the final level of a true ending. Yeah. So, that was Tobari and the Night of the Curious Moon. Hopefully you enjoyed it. That is all from me.